Harold Dominic Muddy Rule had his roots in St. Louis, Missouri, and he came up to the major leagues with the St. Louis Browns in 1915. He played all the way through 1934, but his best years were with the Washington Senators. He was a catcher who was Walter Johnson's personal catcher in Washington. In 1923, he had his personal best year, .323 batting average with 54 RBIs, and finished 11th in American League's Most Valuable Player voting. Had another good year in 1924 when he caught 149 games and helped call the pitches for a revitalized Walter Johnson, and Washington won the World Championship in 1924. In the 7th game of the World Series, he doubled, and he's the one who scored the winning run when Earl McNeely hit a ball that took a bad hop over third baseman Freddie Lindstrom's head. Had another good year in 1925 when he hit .310. He was a very bright man who, when he finished playing, became a scout and a coach, even a manager, and even later a general manager. He is one of the few Major League ball players to earn a law degree and actually practiced before the United States Supreme Court. And Muddy Rule accomplished all this at 5'9" and 150 pounds. Not many catchers are 5'9" and 150 pounds. Hello everybody, this is Apba Brian with Apba Baseball Classics. It's a rainy, overcast day here in Kansas City, but not inside the studio. We have, on the tabletop today, we have Game 2 of the 1925 Washington Senators and the 2016 Chicago Cubs series. The Chicago Cubs need a win today to stay alive in the all-time greats tournament. We've had our player introductions. We're ready to play ball. And Walter Johnson takes his position on the rubber. He brings a lot of fastballs. Late in his career, he did learn a curveball, but most of his pitches are the hard ones. Ben Zobrist steps into the box. Here's the first pitch of today's game. 45 is a base on balls. Zobrist is on base for Chicago. He is a fast runner. We're using basic Apba, but we have the master symbols for stealing, so we use the master rules for stolen bases. Albert Almora Jr. is in the lineup today playing center field. He steps into the box. Does not have an extra 31 on his card, 277 hitter. Rule is rated a, +2 throwing arm in his favor. Here's the pitch to Albert Almora. 65 is popped into the air. That's going to be a foul out to the catcher, Muddy Rule. One away. I'm using the 2011 Apba book for the player results. Here is Chris Bryant. 2-2 roll, that's a 6. And that's going to be a double over first base. Zobrist will score all the way from first, and the Cubs are on top, 1-0. Chris Bryant is 3 for 15 in the tournament, and that is his second double and 4th RBI. Here is first baseman Anthony Rizzo. 1-5 is an 8 against a grade B ex-pitcher. It's going to be a Ground ball back to Walter Johnson. He's got it, throws to Harris at first, and Bryant goes to third. There's 2 down. Here is Javier Baez. Followed by Dexter Fowler. 273 with 14 homers as opposed to 276 13. Same thing. Here's the pitch. 43 is a 29. That's going to be a ground ball back to Walter Johnson again. And that closes out the top of the first. Cubs are on the board, 1-0. Sam Rice will lead off for the Washington Senators in the bottom of the first inning, always among the American League batting leaders in batting average, hits, and stolen bases. His most famous play was a controversial catch he made in the 1925 World Series, which took him over the fence. He kept it a mystery all of his life whether he actually caught the ball or not. It was ruled an out, and he signed a letter that was opened only upon his death in 1974 that said, indeed, he did catch the ball. Here's the pitch to Sam Rice. 56 is a 34. That's going to be a pop-up to shortstop. That had the Y letter, but Lester is an X modifier. For strikeouts, here's Bucky Harris, the player-manager's second baseman. 1-2 is a 25 that's hit on the ground to nobody. It's an X. That is a strikeout because John Lester is a X modifier, or has the X modifier for strikeouts. Two away. And now Leon Goose Gosselin steps in the box for Washington. 56 is going to be a base on balls. Senators have their first base runner. He's fast. Here is Joe Harris starting today at first base. 313 hitter in 1925. Here's the pitch to Joe Harris. 2-2 is a 6. That's going to be a double over first base. And just like the Cubs, Gosselin will score from first. And the game is tied 1-1. That was Joe Harris's second at bat in the tournament. He grounded into a double play the first time up. This is a much better result here. He hit a double and tied the score. Here is Bobby Veach starting today also for Washington. 31 is a 9 against a grade A pitcher with a runner on second. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Addie Russell has it, throws across to Anthony Rizzo. That's the end of the inning. We go to the top of the second. Chicago 1 and Washington 1. Fowler steps in the box to start the second inning. Here's the pitch from Walter Johnson. 1-2 is a ground ball to the second baseman, or X. Johnson has the X. So Fowler is a strikeout victim, and he goes back to the dugout. David Ross catching today. 53 is a 18. Washington is fielding column 2 today. That's going to be an error on the shortstop, Roger Peckinpah. Cubs will play it safe with the base runner Ross. He's slow. Here's Addison Russell. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field. Bobby Veach is under it and makes the catch. 2 down, and that brings up now the pitcher, John Lester. No DHs in the all-time greats tournament. The pitchers must bat. Here's the pitch to John Lester. 35 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That ends the second, top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-1 tie. Third baseman Ossie Bluage will lead off for the Senators. He had a great day yesterday, going 3-for-5, and he's 5 for 17 in the tournament with a double, 2 steals, and 3 RBIs. 56 to Ossie Bluage is a swing and a miss here, though. He's a strikeout victim. He makes the U-turn back to the dugout. Roger Peckinpah, the shortstop. 6-4 is a 39. That's going to be strike 1. 1-6 is hit on the ground. 28 is a X. That's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs, and that's 3 strikeouts for John Lester. And this young ball game here is catcher Muddy Rule. 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the pitch. 4-6 is going to be a 38, ball 1. 56 is a 14. It's going to be a base on balls. That brings up the pitcher, Walter Johnson. And if you take a look at that card, he's a good hitter. All right, Walter Johnson hit .433 in 1925 with 97 plate appearances and 2 home runs. Here is the pitch from John Lester. If you walk him, you got 350 behind him and Sam Rice. So here's the pitch to Walter Johnson's a 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll. And 4-4 is going to be a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here. Walter Johnson goes deep. And the Senators take a 3-1 lead on the home run by the pitcher. All right, now John Lester finds himself down 2 runs. His first game in the tournament, he was a hard luck loser. He went 8 innings against the 1946 Boston Red Sox, gave up 2 earned runs, but was the losing pitcher. Here's the pitch to Sam Rice. 46 is a 29. That's a ground ball back to Lester. Nope, that's got an X. So it's a strikeout. Lester comes back for his 4th strikeout of the game, but not until Walter Johnson hits a 2-run home run. We go to the top of the 3rd. Senators 3 and the Cubs 1. All right, Walter Johnson returns to the Hill of Thrills to pitch the 3rd inning. He's 1-0 in the tournament, and he pitched against the 1948 Boston Braves. Pitched 8 innings, gave up 3 runs, but was the winning pitcher. Here's the pitch to Ben Zobrist, top of the 3rd. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Goose Goslin is under it, and he picks it out of the sky, 1 down. Here is Albert Almora Jr. .21 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2nd strikeout for Walter Johnson. Chris Bryant. 2-5 is the roll. That's going to be a 8 against a B. That's a fly ball to center field, taken by Sam Rice. Go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Senators 3 and the Cubs 1. Bucky Harris steps into the box to face John Lester in the bottom of the 3rd. 43 is a 29. That's an X strikeout for Bucky Harris. He has been a strikeout victim twice. Goose Goslin steps into the box. .21 is a 32, is a fly ball to right field. Dexter Fowler is under it, makes the catch. 2 down. And now Joe Harris. Doubled and drove in the Senators' 1st run in the 1st inning. 46 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's 2 strikeouts in the inning and 2, 4, 5, 6 in the game. Go to the top of the 4th. Washington 3, Chicago 1. Anthony Rizzo steps into the box to lead off the 4th inning. He's 4 for 17 with a double in the tournament. Here's the pitch to Rizzo. 5 is an 8. That's going to be a fly ball to Sam Rice. First out of the 4th inning. Here is Javier Baez. 42 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Walter Johnson. And now Dexter Fowler. He is a X modifier as a pitcher, just like Lester. Here's 62. Is another swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Cubs are 3 up and 3 down. In the fourth, we go to the bottom of the fourth, 3-1 Washington. Bobby Veach leads off the last of the fourth for the Senators, who have a 2-run lead. 1-3 is going to be a base on balls for Bobby Veach. Average speed at first. Aussie Bluish. 1-5 is an 11. That's going to be a single over first. Runner goes to third. And if we were playing basic with stealing, he would steal second on the next pitch. We're playing master ratings on steals. He is a C22 stealing. Lester's moved the first to 0. It should be probably a minus. He never throws to first base, and people take leads. Here is the rating for the catcher. David Ross, throwing arm is a 0. So once again, C22. No outs. If he does try to steal second, his chances to be safe would be 11 through 44. You got Peckinpah and Rule, 2 300 hitters, and the 400 hitter coming up next. I think we'll just hold and see how they do. Here's the pitch to, and the Cubs are going to play the infield back. Here's the pitch to Roger Peckinpah. 44 is an 8 against an A. That's going to be a fly out to right field. It's going to be deep enough to score Veach. Fowler makes the catch and throws to second base and keeps Bluish at first. Four to 1 Washington. Here's Money Rule. Stretch and a pitch by John Lester. 45 is going to be a base on balls. First and second, 1 out. Here's Walter Johnson, who homered his first time up, and the Cubs are in a predicament. Down by 3, they've got to win this game. Manager Joe Madden is going to go to his bullpen and bring in Pedro Strop. He is going to be a grade A pitcher for the first batter. Here's the pitch to Walter Johnson. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll for Walter, or it's a 6 rather. A 6 against an A. That's going to be a double to left center, and both runners will score unless Rule is slow. I don't think he's slow. He's not. And it is 6 to 1 Senators, and those runs are charged to John Lester, who gives up 6 runs in 3 1/3 innings. That brings the bat Sam Rice. 1-6 is a 28. Ground ball to shortstop. Runner holds. 2 outs. Here is player manager Bucky Harris, who's looking at taking his team to round 3 if they can hold a 5-run lead. 56 is a 34, is a pop out to second base. It's the end of the 4th inning, but the Senators plate 3. We go to the top of the 5th, Washington 6 and Chicago 1. Okay, David Ross leads off the top of the 5th. He is the new manager of today's Chicago Cubs. There's the pitch from Walter Johnson. 25 is going to be a base hit for David Ross, a solid single over the shortstop. They'll play it safe at first. He's a slow runner. Addie Russell comes to bat. Two, 6 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. It's 5 strikeouts for Walter Johnson. And now timeout. Jason Hayward will be called on to pitch hit for the Cubs. Travis Wood is warming up in the bullpen. He'll pitch the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to the J.A. Kid, Jason Hayward. 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll for Hayward. 34 is a 11. They're playing it safe. So Ross goes to second. Hayward's at first and second, one down. Top of the order to Ben Zobrist, who will be hitting from the left side. His batting styles, to me, are distinctly different, whether he's hitting left-handed or right-handed. It's a little bit different batting stance. Here's the pitch to Zobrist. 31 is a 36. That's going to be a pass ball. And the runners advance. Second and third, one out. And if Zobrist could get a hit here, they could cut the lead in half. Infield is playing back. Here's the pitch to Ben Zobrist. 21 is a 25. That's going to be a ground ball to Roger Peckinpah. It's short. He flips to Bucky Harrison over to first. 6-4-3 double play. And as I mentioned the other day, double play is not the pitcher's best friend, but it is his good friend. Triple play is his best friend. That gets him out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Washington 6 and the Chicago Cubs 1. For the last of the 5th inning, Travis Wood will come on to pitch for Chicago. He is a grade B pitcher, no modifiers. Goose Goslin will lead off for the Senators. Here's the pitch to Goslin. 56 is going to be a base on balls. Second time Goslin has walked in the game. He is at first, fast runner. First baseman Joseph Harris. 41 is a 6-4-3 double play. Here's Bobby Veach with now nobody on, 2 outs. 55 is a 7. That's going to be a single to right field. Veach's average speed at first. Ozzie Bluish, the third baseman. 1 for 2 today. Scored a run. Here's the pitch to Bluish. 1-6 is a ground ball to shortstop. Eddie Russell is up with it. Throws the first. That's the end of the 5th inning. Go to the top of the 6th. 6-1 Washington. Walter Johnson goes back out to the mound with a 5-run lead. Not used to pitching with leads like that. Here's the pitch to Albert Almora. 25 is a 8 against a B pitcher. It's going to be a fly ball to center field. One away. Chris Bryant. 25 is a fly ball to center field. Sam Rice is under that one. And he makes the catch again. There's 2 outs. Anthony Rizzo. 34 is another fly ball to center field. Sam Rice makes all 3 plays for the Senators in the 6th. We go to the last of the 6th, 6-1 Washington. Travis Wood returns to the mound. He'll pitch the last of the 6th inning. He's got Roger Peckinpah, Muddy Rule, and Walter Johnson. 62 is a fly ball to right field. Dexter Fowler is under it and makes the catch. Here is Muddy Rule, the catcher. Rule has walked twice today and scored twice. 63 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Almora Jr. 2 outs. And now here's the hitting and pitching star of today, Walter Johnson. He has homered and doubled and driven in 4 runs. 51 is going to be a solid base hit. Gets a triple his next time up. He'll hit for the cycle. Never seen a pitcher hit for the cycle. Here's Sam Rice. 25 is a 10 against a B pitcher. That's going to be a single to center. Johnson goes to third. I was not playing it. Let's see. I wasn't playing it safe, so he does go to third. Rice with speeds at first. Johnson's at third, and Bucky Harris is the hitter. Infield with 2 outs is playing back. 3-3 roll. That's going to be a single for Bucky. No, it's not going to be a single. 7 is almost always a hit, but on first and third, it turns it into a fly ball at center field. So that's the end of the inning. For the top of the 7th, 6-1 Washington. Javier Baez will lead off the top of the 7th. This will be the point of weakness inning for Walter Johnson. If 3 bad things happen to him, then his letter grade goes down from a B to a C. Here's a pitch to Baez. 51 is a base hit for Javier Baez. Average speed at first. That is 1 mark against Johnson's point of fatigue. Dexter Fowler. 51 is a infield single, and that's going to be first and second. No outs, 2 marks against Johnson. Sylvanus Gray gets up and begins throwing in the Senators' bullpen. David Ross comes to bat. He is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch to David Ross from Walter Johnson. 26 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 away. Here is the shortstop, Addison Russell. Eddie Russell is 0 for 2. He has been a strikeout victim. Here's the pitch. 41 is a 6-4. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play, I think. 4-6-3 double play. Hit the second base. That kills the Cubs rally, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still 6-1 Washington. Hector Rondon will be brought in the pitch for the Cubs in the last of the 7th inning. He's got Goose Goslin stepping into the box. Here's the pitch to Goose Goslin. 43 is a ground ball back to Rondon. Throw to Rizzo at first. 1 away. Here's Joe Harris. 1-6 is going to be another ground ball, and that's to shortstop. Eddie Russell's on it. Throws the first. 2 down. Bobby Veach. 3-3 roll. That's going to be a double for Bobby Veach. 2 for 3 on the day. It's at second with 2 outs. And a dangerous Aussie Bluish coming to bat. 3-4, though, is going to be a fly ball to center field. Dexter Fowler has it measured, and he makes the catch. We go to the top of the 8th inning. It is Washington 6 and Chicago 1. Cubs will begin the 8th with a pinch hitter for the pitcher, and that is Miguel Montero. Walter Johnson is back out to the mound to pitch the 8th inning. He has 2 marks against his point of weakness. Bean Gray gets back up into the bullpen. He was throwing last inning, but then he sat down. He's back up to toss the ball around again. Here's a pitch to Miguel Montero. 34 is a fly ball to Sam Rice in center field. 1 out. Here's Ben Zobrist. 52 is a ground ball to third base or X. That's a strikeout. Walter Johnson has the strikeout letter. That's 2 quick outs. And here is Albert Almora Jr. 1-1 roll, that's a hit column roll for Almora. And 36 is going to be a 2-base hit for Albert Almora Jr. That'll bring up Chris Bryant. Walter Johnson's grade goes down to a C. He is due to bat next inning, and he has a chance to hit for his cycle, so he's not coming out unless it just starts to fall apart here. Here's the pitch to Chris Bryant. 3-3 roll, 5. That's going to be a drive. It could be. Bobby Veach looks up, and it is out of here over the head of the left fielder, Bobby Veach. And that is going to be a 2-run home run for Chris Bryant, cutting the lead in half, 6-3. And while Chris Bryant is running the bases, Bucky Harris is going to have a word with Walter Johnson. There's 2 outs. The bases will be clear. It's not likely he's going to hit a triple next inning, but he still says he wants to stay in the game. Here is Anthony Rizzo. '56 is a pop-up to shortstop. Roger Peckinpah is under it and makes the catch for the 3rd out. But the Cubs score twice in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Washington 6 and Chicago 3. New pitcher for Chicago in the last of the 8th is Mike Montgomery. He's a grade A reliever, Y modifier. He's got bottom of the Senators order, Roger Peckinpah, Money Rule, and Walter Johnson. Montgomery would like to hold him here and keep it at 3 runs. Here's the pitch. 64 is a 39. That's going to be strike 1 to Roger Peckinpah. 45 is a base on balls. Peckinpah takes first, free of charge. Here is Muddy Rule. Catcher was a .310 hitter in 1925. There's the roll. 22 is a 7. That's going to be a single. Note that he's an A pitcher, so that turns that into a ground out to third base. 5-3. Peckinpah goes to second. Pardon me for hitting the camera. I was contemplating maybe walking Walter Johnson. So he can't get a cycle, but I don't think the Cubs are going to be that nasty here. They're going to pitch to him. Here's the pitch to Walter Johnson. 42 is going to be an 8 against an A. That's going to be out of first, a ground out to Chris Bryant at third. Peckinpah is able to go to third. Now there's 2 outs. And Sam Rice comes to bat. 6-6 roll for Sam Rice. He's not a home run hitter. He only hit 1. But that'll get the run home. 66 is a 2. That's going to be a triple along the left field line for the Hall of Famer Sam Rice. Scores Peckinpah, and now the Senators lead 7-3. Bucky Harris. 31 is a 9 against an A. That's going to be a fly out, or with 2 outs, that's a strikeout actually. So that's the end of the 8th inning. Senators add 1. We go to the 9th, 7-3, Washington. And Washington will have a new pitcher in the 9th inning. That is Veen Gregg. He is a grade CW pitcher, and he'll be throwing to Javi Baez to lead off for the Cubs. Cubs are 4 runs down. A lot of work to do here in the 9th. Here's the pitch to Javier Baez. 31 is a pop-up On the infield, the third baseman, Ozzie Bluish, is under it and makes the catch. Dexter Fowler. 6-3 is a fly ball to Sam Rice in center field. 2 away, and it's going to come down to David Ross. One, 2 is going to be a ground ball to second base. 4-3, Bucky Harris throws out David Ross. And that's the end of the ball game. The final score is the Washington Senators 7 and the Chicago Cubs 3. We'll be back with a wrap-up. All right, in the opening game of the All-Time Greatest Tournament for the Washington Senators, Walter Johnson hit a grand slam in the 4th inning, and that gave the Senators a 4-1 lead over the 1948 Boston Braves. And he comes back again today, this time with a 2-run home run and a 2-run double and another single, 3 for 4 hitting. And Walter Johnson is going to bat 4th the next time they play in this tournament. All right, the Chicago Cubs scored 3 runs on 7 hits and allowed no errors. The Washington Senators scored 7 runs. They had 8 hits and they had 1 error. The winning pitcher is Walter Johnson. He goes 8 innings, pitched with 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, and a walk. So he has pitched 16 innings and given up 6 runs, but he's 2-0 in the tournament. The losing pitcher is John Lester, and he goes 3 1/3 innings and gives up 6 earned runs. The star of today's game is Walter Johnson, 3 for 4, homer, double, 4 RBIs, and also the winning pitcher. And he has pitched the Washington Senators into the 3rd round of the All-Time Greats Tournament, where they will take on the winner of the 1920 Cleveland Indians and the 1922 St. Louis Browns. Our next series beginning tomorrow, best of 3 series. Hope you liked what you saw today. If so, hit subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And hit the like button. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day to watch this game. Have a good day, and God bless.